Hey guys, it's Jessie and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I've got a really exciting one because I'm going to be doing a full face testing out Korean makeup and some K-beauty items. I thought this would be a super fun video because I haven't done very many testing videos and I want to do some more on my channel. I do just want to point out before I start that these items were very kindly gifted to me by Stylevana, and obviously I just thought if you want to check it out you can, but there's obviously no pressure to it. So yeah, I think I'm just going to get straight into it and start testing some things out. Firstly I'll show you what I've got. They sent me some really nice things. So firstly I do just have this face mask. This is just a PUREDERM Hyaluronic Acid Essence Mask. I'm not going to be using this today obviously because I'm doing some makeup, not skincare, but I will use that at some point. I'll let you know what I think. First thing I've got is just the Pony Effect Everlasting Cushion Foundation. This has got SPF 50+, which is obviously really good. So it just looks like this, and then inside it comes with the compact as well as an extra cushion foundation. So you've got like a backup, which I thought was super cool. So you can obviously replace it and you don't have to buy a whole new one every time. And then I've also just got this Classic Collection palette, Afternoon Tea. It's a blusher palette. This is from I'm Meme, or I'm Meme, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but it just looks like this. It is just a really pretty blusher palette. It's got some nice neutral tones which I think will be super nice to play around with. Then I just have this, which is the RiRe Triple Shading 3 Colours Bronzer or Contour or whatever you want to call it. Just looks like this in the packaging, and then just have a little compact like this, and it just looks like that. It's got 3 colours. I think I'm just going to mix them together. I don't know if that's what you're meant to do. It's just a matte bronzer. And then the last 2 bits I've just got this one. I think is so cute. It is this little watch eyeshadow palette, and then when you take it out the packaging it looks like a little stopwatch, like a little pocket watch. I think that's so cute. So it just looks like that. I don't know if you can see, it's just got like 3 different shades, so I'll try that one out as well. And then lastly this is just the 3CE Soft Lip Lacquer, and it just looks like this. It's just a really pretty kind of bright colour, and I think that'll be really nice on the lips. So yeah, I'm really excited to try this out. I've already primed my face with moisturiser and everything, so I'm just going to like put my hair back and get started with my makeup. Okay, so I know I look a little bit crazy with my hair pushed back, but that's just what we're gonna have to do again. Ignore this like massive bump here. I just need to get my hair off my face. So the first thing I'm gonna go in is the Pony Effect Everlasting Cushion Foundation. This is just in the shade Nude Beige. I know they don't have a like vast variety of shades, I don't think, because K-beauty is kind of renowned for that. So obviously I do want to take that into consideration, but I did just think this would be a fun video to test stuff out with. Okay, so this is just what it looks like. It just pops out here and it just looks like that. I think that should match me. I'm not sure if I touch it. Oh, that's so weird. It just comes up there, and then a swatch of that just looks like that. I don't know if you can see, so hopefully that should match me. I'm going to try and go in with the little puff they give you at first, see how that works. Okay, so I've just pushed that down and got that on there, so I'm going to try and go in with my mirror. Oh, I think that's actually quite pretty. I think it's actually a decent shade match as well. Also, I think this little puff is working really well. I quite like it actually, and I think obviously because it came with it, you're obviously meant to use that with it. Okay, just a little comparison. That's what my face looks like on this side, and then on that side I think it's definitely giving it a bit of glow, and I like that a lot, and it doesn't feel too heavy on the skin or anything like that. I really like it, and that was just in with one press, and I think I managed to cover the entirety of my cheek there. So I'm going to go in with another one. Okay, so I actually really liked that. I think that was really nice. I'd say it's very much a medium coverage foundation. I think it looks really pretty. I really like it. I like the colour match. I think it actually matches me quite well. I was a little bit worried that it wasn't going to match me because obviously I was picking it out online, but I think it looks quite nice. I don't think it's super emphasising any texture or anything. I think it looks quite pretty. I don't know if you can see it close up. This is just what it looks like. And you know I don't normally wear foundation, but this is actually really nice. It feels ever so slightly tacky on the skin, but not too bad. I'm going to powder it down, and I think this is really nice. I actually really like the way it looks. I think it gives a nice level of coverage, and it blends really nicely. This sponge actually works super well, and I'm really happy with it. I didn't have to go in too much with the product, which was nice, and I definitely think I'll be using this again just in my general day-to-day life. And I think with the little powder press thing as well, I think it's really nice. I like this. Okay, so after powdering down, it has got a lot less tacky. I think it looks really nice. I am happy with that base. I think it's pretty. I think it's nice. Obviously I don't wear foundation every day, so it does feel a little strange for me to have such a full-on base because obviously I normally just wear powder, but I think it looks nice and I like the feeling of it, and I'm very happy with this. So next I'm going to go in with some bronzer. I'm just going to use this RiRe Triple Shading one. So this one, obviously it's got 3 different ones, so I'm just going to swatch each one I guess, and then when I actually do it I'll blend it together. So they come up very lightly, that's what they look like, and then there's a top one up there. So I don't want it to look too muddy pretty. So I'm just going to go in with a little bit first. I'm going to mix it all together, just swirl my brush around in there. And I'm just going to go in with a little bit of bronzer and see what it looks like. Okay, so that is what the first lot has gone in with. It's a little bit cooler toned than I normally like for my bronzer, but I don't think it is awful in terms of the shade. I think it looks quite nice, so I'm just going to keep going in. I actually think it matches me quite well in terms of more of a slightly more defining bronzer. Normally I just like to warm up my cheeks, but I feel like this is actually like giving my face a lot more dimension, and it's blending out reasonably nicely. I'm not having too many issues with it or anything like that. I feel like my forehead's looking ever so slightly grey toned, and I'm not loving that, but again, it's not too bad. I think I can live with it. And yeah, I think that just kind of brings a little bit of warmth back. But yeah, it's very pretty. It blends out super well at the start, but then I find that after like it gets to here, it's slightly harder to blend out. So I'm just going to work on it ever so slightly, but I do think it's quite pretty. I do think I'd use it again. I think I'd probably combine it with one of my other bronzers just to give it that slightly warm tone that I like, but I really like the way it's made my face look. I feel like it's probably actually more like of a natural tone for me in terms of like where my cheekbones would normally go. I feel like it actually looks more of like a good contouring colour rather than a bronzer. I think it would be more of a contour for me, I think, in terms of like the way it looks. I like that. I think it looks very like airbrushed on my cheeks. I think it looks very smooth and stuff. I like that a lot. But yeah, in terms of my general preference, I probably would want to warm it up slightly, but I'm not hating it. I think it looks quite pretty in terms of like a more contoury shade, as I said before. So next up, I'm going to test out this blusher. This is the Classic Collection Afternoon Tea palette, and there's 3 shades in here. There's Chai Tea, Rosy Tea and Hibiscus Tea. So okay, so we have Chai Tea, Rosy Tea and Hibiscus Tea here. I think I'm going to go in with Chai Tea. I think we all know I love a darker blush. I'm just going to tap my brush in there slightly, and oh, that's pretty. Oh, I love that colour. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, I think that's such a pretty blush. I love that colour. I think it looks reasonably natural on my skin as well, whilst also giving me just that like flush of pink that we know I absolutely adore. I think that's so pretty, and it also meshes really nicely with the bronzer. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that looks really nice together. So I'm just gonna go in on the other side and do the same thing. Okay, so I really like that blush. I'm a big fan of how that blended in really nicely with the bronzer as well. I really like this. I can't wait to try out the other colours. I think they look really pretty as well. I'll just do a little swatch of all 3 for you. So that is what they look like. This bottom one is just the one that I'm using on my cheeks today. They are obviously very light, but I think they are really pretty. So I definitely will get some use out of this. I love the way they've like meshed together. I think that looks really pretty, and I think it just looks really like seamless as well. It's really pretty, so I'm really happy with that one. Okay, sorry if the angle changed slightly, but I'm now back with the brows on. I'm going to be going in with this little eyeshadow. There are obviously 3 colours in here, so I'm just going to go in with this matte brown, and I'm just going to put that all in my crease, see how that goes. Okay, so that's giving me a slight bit of pigment in the crease. They're not super pigmented, but it's just like a light wash of colour. From what I know about K-Beauty, I know it's very like natural, so I'm not surprised that it's not super dark or super pigmented, but I'm just going to take that through the crease. It is buildable, which I like, so as I build it up, it is getting darker, which is nice. It's not just blending out into nothing. Okay, so that is what it's looking like at the moment, but as I said before, it's reasonably natural, which is nice. I think I'm going to go in with this. This is a slightly shimmery shade at the bottom, but I think I'm just going to dip in that to see if I can deepen up my outer corner slightly. So that is what we are looking like. It is definitely very light. It's not super pigmented or anything like that. So I'm just going to keep going through that crease and keep just kind of like deepening up that colour. I've got a slight bit of fallout under the eyes, but it's really not super noticeable, so I don't mind about that. I'm now going to try and go in with this shimmer shade. It's just this kind of brown shimmery shade, and I'm just going to go in with my finger first. So that is what it looks like there. I'll give it a swatch. It actually looks decently pigmented. I think that's actually quite pretty. So I'm just going to go in with my finger, and I'm going to take that all over the lid. Okay, so that definitely is very light as a shimmer. I think it's pretty, but it's not super pigmented or anything like that. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to go in with some concealer on this eye as a base and see if that makes it show up anymore. Okay, so I've just put some concealer all over my lid, and I'm going to see if that makes a difference in terms of how the eyeshadow applies. I found before with some shadows that does make a difference, so we will see. Okay, yeah, that's definitely much more pigmented than this eye. I don't know if you can tell, but in person it's very clear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in over this and put some concealer over that, so the other eye will look the same. Okay, so that is what the eyes look like now. I'm actually really happy with them. I think they're really pretty. The matte shade in here isn't super pigmented, so you definitely have to work with it, but I think as a nice little natural look, I think that's really pretty. Definitely would advise putting down a sticky base for the shimmers, because obviously they look much better than they did before. Now they've got a little sticky base on them. I'm now going to do my lashes really quick, and then I'll jump back for the lips. Okay, so now I'm finished with my mascara. I'm just going to jump in with the lips. So for lips, I've just just got this 3CE, which I think stands for 3 Concept Eyes I've heard. This is just in the shade Imposing. I don't know if you can see there, but I'm just going to apply this to my lips. That is what it looks like on the hand, a very like nice pinky coral colour, so I'm going to go in with that on the lips. I really like that, I think that's pretty.
I think I saw your face in the moon.
Okay, so I'm actually really happy with that lipstick. I think it looks really nice. It applies super well, and I think you can sheer it out or build it up whichever way you like. It dries down matte, but it doesn't feel too drying or anything like that. I know I'm really bad at applying lipstick, so please don't judge the way my lips look, but I think this is really pretty. I'm actually really happy with this. I think a lot of this stuff is really nice, and I think the overall look that I've come out with is really pretty. I'm actually really happy with it. Okay, so just to recap over everything we tried. Firstly, I've got the foundation. I really like this. I didn't see any really flaws with it. I think it applied really well, and I like the way my skin looks underneath everything. I think it's a really nice base, so I definitely would recommend this one. I like that one. I also like that it comes with a second puff as well, so that definitely means you get more for your money. Then for the bronzer, I actually was happy with this, although it's more of a contour shade for me. I really like the way it looks. I feel like it's blended nicely and it's meshed really well with the blusher, which definitely was probably the highlight for me. I think this is the best thing that I've tried. I love the shades. I love that you get 3 different shades, and I think it meshes really well with the bronzer. I think it looks really pretty and quite natural, which I love. Next up, we do have the eyeshadow. I think it's so cute how it was in this little thing. I think the end look is very pretty, but it's just okay. I wouldn't write home about it. This is just all right. Lastly, we have the liquid lipstick, and I'm actually a huge fan of this. I mentioned recently that I'm not a huge liquid lipstick fan, but this one I really like. I really like the way it dries down. It dries down matte, but it's really pretty, and it's not sticky or anything. I don't feel super dry or anything like that. I might add a gloss over the top later, but who knows. I think this is really nice, so I'm definitely happy with that. So overall, I think this has been a success. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'd love to do some more testing out videos, so let me know anything that you want me to test. So I just realised my hair was still in that little thing back, but yeah, I'm actually really happy with this look. Thank you so much to Stylevana for very kindly gifting me this stuff. I really enjoyed playing with all of it, and I think it was all really great. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.